Hello, thank you for joining me. We'll begin now, so if you would either lie down in a comfortable position or sit down. Either way is fine. We'll start our check-in and our centering. So just begin to get comfortable, either in a seated or a lying down position. And start by noticing your body. Notice any areas of comfort or discomfort in your body. Notice if there's any places where you feel some restriction. And then notice your mind. What is the state of your mind? Is there any worry or distraction there? Is it calm, peaceful? And then notice the state of your energy. Is your energy low? Is it high? Is it somewhere in between those two? And then begin to notice your feelings and your emotions. Are there any that are surfacing now as you've become more relaxed and starting to settle in? Essentially, what we're doing here is just noticing the overall state of your system. What is the state of you? And start noticing your breath now. So place one hand on your chest, one hand on your belly. Let your elbows rest down on the floor so your hands don't have to be directly in the center of either one, but you want your arms to be relaxed. And let your breath be a little smoother, a little slower. Find a comfortable rhythm where your inhale and your exhale are about the same length. What you're looking for here is a rhythm that you'll be able to maintain as you begin moving in a moment. So take a little time and find a comfortable rhythm for yourself. And if you're seated, go ahead and come down to a reclining position. If you're lying down, stay where you are. Once you're down, go ahead and bend your knees, place your feet flat on the floor, let your arms relax out to either side. And we'll think of this as our starting position for this next movement that we'll be doing. So one foot stays with the sole of the foot on the floor and the knee bent. The other leg is going to extend along the floor. And take a breath in that position. And as you exhale, slide your heel along the floor back to that starting position and then into your chest. And as you inhale, place your foot back down in the starting position and then extend it back out, same foot. Let's do that twice more. So exhale, slide the foot in, and then knee all the way into the chest. And when you inhale, the foot comes back down to the starting position and extends along the floor. Last one, when you exhale again, slide the heel in, and then the knee comes into the chest. And this time when you inhale, place your foot down next to the other one, back to that starting position. And then extend the other leg. Take a breath in there. And as you exhale, slide your heel along the floor to the starting position and then knee in towards the chest. And When you inhale, the foot comes back to the starting position and then extends along the mat. When you exhale, the foot comes back to the starting position and then the knee into the chest. And when you inhale, the foot comes back to the starting position and then out. And then when you exhale again, let's return the foot back to the starting position. Pause for a moment. Notice what you feel in your knee joint, in your hips, in your low back. And then we're back in that starting position now with both knees bent, feet on the floor. Pick up one foot, draw that knee into your chest, and hold behind your knee with both hands. When it's time for you to inhale, extend your heel up towards the ceiling, straightening the leg. It doesn't have to be completely straight. And when you exhale, bend your knee, draw your knee back into your chest. And let's do that twice more. So inhale, extend the leg, heel comes up towards the ceiling. When you exhale, the knee bends, draw the knee in towards your chest. One more like that. So inhale, extend. And this time when you exhale and the knee draws in, keep it in. Place your same side hand on your kneecap. Same leg. Same side hand on the kneecap. And then just start circling that knee. Circle it around slowly 3 times. It's nice and slow, noticing all the while what you're feeling in your hip joint. When you finish 3 and you have your knee in towards your chest again, pause and start circling the other way. Nice slow circles. 3 again. Same thing. Maybe it feels different circling this way. Notice that. Notice what your experience is in your hip joint. When you finished your 3rd one and you have your knee in towards your chest, then place your foot back down. So now it's right next to the other one again. Both knees are bent. Pause. Notice any difference between the 2 sides. And then let's switch to the other side now. So pick up the other foot, hold behind your knee joint with both hands. And as you inhale, extend your leg up towards the ceiling so your heel is coming up towards the ceiling. And when you exhale, bend your knee, draw your knee in towards your chest. We'll do 2 more like that. So it's the inhale, when your leg extends up towards the ceiling, your heel up towards the ceiling, straightening the leg, and when you exhale, bend your knee and draw in. And again, 1 more like that. Up on the inhale, and drawing in on the exhale. When you have it in, this 3rd time, keep it in. Change your hands so that the same side hand is just lightly resting on your kneecap, and start your circles. So start circling nice slow circles. You go 3 times around, noticing the sensation and movement in your hip joint. Is it nice smooth movement, or is it a little catchy in some places? Just notice how your hip joint is responding to this movement. When you've gone around 3 times, then you'll pause and go the other way 3 times, all the while noticing what your experience is, what sensation is there, what it feels like. And then pause. When you finish your 3rd one, pause and return your foot to the floor. And then roll over to one side and bring yourself up into a seated position. And extend your legs out front once you're in that seated position. You may want to elevate your hips on a pillow or a blanket. I'd recommend it so that your pelvis is in a neutral, let your lower back be in a neutral position. So your legs are out front, have your hands out back on the floor just for some support. We'll work with our ankles now. So as you inhale, take your toes forward like you're pointing your toes. And when you exhale, flex your feet so your toes come back and your heels go more forward. Let's do that twice more. So inhale, you're slowly pointing your toes. And as you exhale, you're slowly starting to change that so that your feet are in a flexed position. Do that one more time. When you finish that third one, pause. Turn their soles of your feet so that they're facing each other as much as they will, because you're turning from your ankles. And when you inhale, turn your soles away from each other. When you exhale, turn your soles towards each other. And when you inhale, turn them away from each other. Let's do that one more time. So exhale, soles face each other. Inhale, they face away from each other. When you finish that third one, just let your feet and ankles relax. Separate your feet a little bit if they're a little bit too close to each other for this next part, which will be ankle circles. So now just start circling. It's like you're drawing circles with your toes, but the movement is originating at the ankles. So let's go around 3 times. If you go around 4, it's not going to hurt anything. So at least 3 times. Nice slow ankle circles. It's just functional movement here. We're not trying to go into full range. It's supposed to be easeful, functional, bringing circulation to our joints. And then pause and go the other way. Also at least 3 circles. And then when you finish, let your feet and ankles relax. If you'd like to cross your legs, you can. If you'd like to sit on your heels, you can. Just find your way into a comfortable seated position. If you like your legs out front, leave them that way. All right, and then now bring your arms out front. Have your fingers pointed up towards the ceiling, so it's like you're pushing something forward with their palms. Take a breath in as you bring your fingertips down. And as you exhale, bring your fingertips back up. And let's do that twice more. So inhale, fingertips down. Exhale, fingertips up. You're bending at the wrists here. One more time. Inhale, fingers down. Exhale, fingers up. Now we'll start moving our palms. So next time you inhale, turn your palms up towards the ceiling. And when you exhale, turn your palms down. They might even come a little further. You're rotating at the wrists, in other words. So inhale, palms go up. And when you exhale, the palms go down, maybe a little further. One more like that. When you've done 3, then you can let your elbows relax. Let's make some wrist circles now. So you could have your palms open or you could make gentle fists, but let's just gently circle our wrists, slowly and gently. Circle the wrists, breathing the whole time, not holding your breath. And then pause and circle the other way. Pause with that and lower your arms. Bring your hands down to either side. Fingertips on the floor. And as you inhale, sweep your arms out and up. And as you exhale, bring your arms back down. Continue like that. As you inhale, your arms go up. And as you exhale, they go down. We'll add some head movement now. So the arms go up still on the inhale, just like they have been. And when you exhale this time, you're going to lower your arms and you're going to turn your head like you're looking over one shoulder. When you inhale, the arms come up, the head comes to the center. When you exhale, the arms go down and the head turns, looks over the other shoulder. Again, on your inhale, arms go up, head turns to the center. And as you exhale, the arms go down, your head turns over the first shoulder. When you inhale, the arms go up, the head comes to the center. And when you exhale, the arms go down, the head turns. Arms up on the inhale, head to the center. Keep the head in the center now. And when you exhale, lower your arms. Pause. Notice how your shoulders, upper back, neck feel. And then come to hands and knees. If you're not on carpet, you may want to put a blanket or some other padding under your knees. If you're on a hard floor especially. You may not need that if you're on carpet. And find yourself on your hands and knees. Your wrists are beneath your shoulders, just directly under your shoulders, and your knees are directly under your hip joints. And your fingers are nice and wide here so that the weight can be in the whole hand. Try not to bring all your weight into just your wrist. Evenly distribute your weight in your whole hand. Take a breath in here, and as you do, lift your chest. Your head will lift a little bit, but not a whole lot. And when you exhale, lower your chest, bring your elbows down to the floor first, and then your chest toward your thighs, your hips toward your heels, and relax your neck. Maybe your forehead comes to the floor, maybe it doesn't. When you inhale, come back up to hands and knees. Chest moves away from the belly, it widens, lifts. When you exhale, come down, elbows come down first, then the chest. Then the hips move back and down. Neck relaxes. Let's do that twice more. You're coming up on the inhale. That just a little bit of a back arch just so that you can lift your chest. And when you exhale, the spine's coming into a neutral position as you lower your elbows. There's a little rounding in the low back as you come down also. Just to get a little nice stretch in the low back. One more like that. Up on the inhale and down on the exhale, noticing what you feel in your low back in particular. And then do come up one more time with your next inhale, but stay up this time. And from here, find your way into a standing position. Take your time doing it. And then once you're in that standing position, just stand with your feet about hip joint distance apart. Think about where your hip joints are, and that's where you want your feet, just maybe 4 inches or so apart. Have your hands down by your sides. Just begin to move the hands just a little bit, just kind of a shaking sort of movement, but not aggressive, just very gentle, just some movement. Almost as if the floor is sort of pulling your shoulders down and your hands are just moving from there. And then lift your arms up a little bit, maybe shoulder height, maybe not quite that high, and then still move the hands, but maybe move them a little more now. All the while you're breathing here, not holding your breath, just some hand shaking. Feeling what you feel in your hands, your arms. And then lift your arms higher if your shoulders are willing to do that. Now you're shaking your hands a little more, so do that. And then let that go, let your hands come down. Pause for a moment. Notice what you feel in your arms and your upper back and your hands. Then bring your hands down by your sides. Again, your feet are about hip joint distance apart. We're going to be coming up onto our toes, lifting our heels. You don't have to come way high, but you're lifting your heels, and you'll be at the same time lifting your arms. When your arms come down, your heels will come down. So as you inhale now, lift your arms and begin lifting your heels as well. And when you exhale, lower your heels and lower your arms. Let's do that again. So up on your inhale, smooth movement, smooth breath. Down on your exhale. See if you can lower your heels and your arms in a controlled way. Again, when you're ready, it's up with both the heels and the arms as you inhale. Down as you exhale. One more like that. So up on the inhale. And arms and heels down on the exhale. Pause for a moment. Pauses are important, remember that. Gives you time to check in and notice any changes that may have occurred, and what sensations and effects you're feeling from your practice. So take that pause. From here we'll do a forward bend. So not lifting your heels this time, just your arms. On your inhale, lift your arms, just go to a comfortable height. Doesn't have to be really, really high. And when you exhale, bend from your hip joints, and then lower your chest down. Arms come down, hands rest on the legs somewhere. When you inhale, start taking your arms out to the side at the same time that you're leading with your chest. Just come halfway up. Stay there as you exhale. And as you inhale, come all the way up, arms up. When you exhale, come down again. Bending from your hips, keep your spine nice and long as you come down. When you inhale, you'll come halfway up, arms out to the sides, and then you'll exhale in that position. When you inhale, come all the way up. Let's do one more like that. So exhale, come all the way down, bending at the hips, neutral, long spine as you come down. Halfway up on the inhale, arms to the sides. Stay and exhale. Come all the way up on the inhale. And lower your arms on the exhale. Widen your feet now. Have your arms down to either side. Take a breath in this position. When you do, notice how your spine lengthens. And when you exhale, bend directly to the side so that one hand just kind of slides down the outside of the leg on that side. When you inhale, bring yourself up. When you exhale, slide to the other side. That hand slides down the leg. You're going directly to the side. As you inhale, come up. Same thing on the other side now. So it's the exhale as you're going to the side. The inhale as you come up. The exhale to the second side. Helps to draw your abdominals in on those exhales. Remember that. When you inhale, come up. Let's do one more to the first side. So exhale down. Up on the inhale. Second side when you're ready. Exhale into your side bend. Up on the inhale. We're going to come down again, but we'll add some arm movement. So when you're ready, take a breath in. And when you exhale, come into your side bend on your first side. Take that top arm, bend your elbow. And as you inhale, start to straighten your arm. It doesn't have to be super straight, but start to straighten it and look up towards your hand a little bit. And when you exhale and bend your elbow again, turn your head and look down at the floor. Let's do that twice more. So inhale, straightening the arm and looking up. And when you exhale, bending the elbow and looking down. Actually, let's do it twice more from here. So we'll have a total of 4. So up on the inhale, looking up, and as you exhale, bend the elbow and look down. Last one. When you finish, bring yourself up, lower your arms, pause for a moment, notice how you feel. Hopefully I counted right there. I think I counted 4. If I gave you too many, I'm sorry. All right, so here we go on the other side. Take a breath in. And when you exhale, side bend, come into your side bend. Lift your top arm, bend the elbow. As you inhale, straighten the arm and look up. And as you exhale, bend the elbow and look down. When you inhale, straighten the arm, look up. And as you exhale, bend the elbow, look down. Inhale, straighten the arm and look up. Exhale, bend the elbow and look down. Let's make this our last one. Inhale, look up. Exhale, the elbow bends, look down. When you inhale, come up. Lower your arms on your exhale. Pause for a moment and notice how you feel. Now come down to your knees, standing on your knees. Place your hands behind you. Your hands rest on your low back. As you inhale, sweep your arms out to the side and up. And as you exhale, bring your hands back where they were. As you bend from your hips, bring your chest down, your hips back, let your neck relax. When you inhale, sweep your arms out and up. When you exhale, hands go back where they were. Chest comes down, hips go back. Again, come up on your inhale, sweeping the arms out. When you exhale, bend from your hips, bring your chest down, your hips back, relax your neck. Last one. This time you're just going to sweep your arms up, and when you exhale, you'll lower your arms. And then find your way onto your belly. I recommend placing a blanket under your torso. torso here, folded in such a way that your fronts of your hips and your pubic bone are padded. And then you want to be resting on your hands and your elbows. Your forearms are on the floor. Your hands are just right outside your shoulders. Legs stay on the ground for this. Forehead's on the ground. So your legs are pretty close together for this first part. As you inhale, lengthen your spine and lift your chest. Your chin lifts a little, not much. And when you exhale, come down, and if you like, you can turn your head one way. You want to stabilize yourself by pressing into your hips and your pubic bone. And from there, after you've stabilized, on your inhalation, lengthen your spine, lift back up, your head returns to the center. And when you exhale, come back down, head turns the other way if you're turning it. And then widen your feet a little bit, maybe 2 or 3 inches. And we'll do the same thing again, but with just different leg positions. So stabilize, anchor, I guess you'd say, through your hips and pubic bone. From there, on your inhalation, lengthen your spine, lift your chest, shoulders. And when you exhale, come down. If you're turning your head, turn it the opposite way. Anchor yourself, and when you inhale, lengthen your spine, lift your chest, shoulders. Let the head just follow along. And when you exhale, turn your head the other way. I'm going to do a third one now, third leg position. So widen your feet till they're nearly as wide as your mat. And we'll do the same thing. So anchor yourself first. Press through your hips and your pubic bone. From there, on your inhalation, lengthen your spine and lift your chest. You can think about pulling back on your hands too, just to give you a little bit more back bend. And when you exhale, come down. Turn your head if you're turning it. Turn the first way. Anchor, and when you inhale, lengthen and lift. Head to the center. When you exhale, turn. Come down. We're going to come up one more time and stay 3 breaths. So as you inhale, lengthen and lift. Stay in the position as you exhale. You might think of grounding a little more through the hips and the pubic bone. When you inhale, think of widening your chest even more. Anchor as you exhale. Last breath now. Lifting on the inhale. And with this exhale, come down and relax. And let go. And then roll over, find your way onto your backs. If you'd like a blanket under your head, put it there. Have your knees bent and your feet on the floor. And then pick up one foot and then the other foot. So both knees are in. Place your hands on your kneecaps with your fingers pointed toward your toes. Your elbows are bent, so your knees are in towards your chest. And as you inhale, straighten your elbows. Let your knees move to arm's length away, but keep your hands on your knees. And as you exhale, contract your abdominals, press your low back down, and draw your knees in towards your chest. Not a lot of pulling with the hands, just let them be there. And when you inhale, knees move away. And when you exhale, draw them in. Twice more like that. So inhale, the knees move away. And as you exhale, draw in. Last one. Inhale, knees move away. Draw in on the exhale. When you finish with that last one, place your feet back on the floor. We'll do a twist now. Arms can go out to either side. You can keep your feet on the floor if you like, especially if your lower back is troubling you or sensitive, has a tendency to trouble you. You can keep a little more control, I think, with your feet on the floor. And if not, if you'd like to lift up your feet for the twist, then feel free to do that. So take a breath in this position. And as you exhale, take your knees to one side and let your head roll in the opposite direction. When you inhale, you'll bring your knees and your head back to the center. And when you exhale, go the other way. So knees one way, head the other. When it's time to inhale, bring everything back to the center. And when you exhale, knees go to the first side, head goes the opposite direction. Back to the center on the inhale. And second side on the exhale, knees one way, head the other. Do one more to each side, so back to the center on the inhale. Knees to one side, head the other on the exhale. Last one, to your own breath. Whenever you finish that last one and your knees come back to the center, keep them there. Turn one foot at a time to the floor. Pause for a moment. And we'll do knee to chest again one more time. So place your hands on your kneecaps. Pick up your feet. Place your hands on your kneecaps. Fingers pointed toward your toes. Elbows extended to start. Take a breath in. As you exhale, contract your abdominals, press your low back down, and draw your knees in. And do that twice more to your own breath. It's the inhale when they move away. And the exhale when your elbows bend and you're drawing your knees in, using mostly the strength of your low back and your hips, your abdominals. And when you finish, find your way into Shavasana, lying down. Notice your whole body resting on the floor. Now let go of any effort to control your breath. Just let it be relaxed, effortless. And we'll move our attention throughout our body as we rest here. So bring your attention to your feet, first of all. Notice your feet. Notice your ankles, your lower legs. Notice your knees and your thighs, your hips, your belly, your chest, your throat, notice your buttocks and lower back, Be aware of your mid-back and your upper back. Bring your attention to your shoulders and your upper arms, your elbows, your forearms and your wrists, your hands, all of your fingers and your thumbs. Notice the back of the head, the sides of your head and the top of your head. Bring your attention to your face, your forehead, your eyes, your mouth, your jaw. Notice the whole body resting on the floor. The whole body relaxed and aware. Rest here in Shavasana. And begin to deepen your breath. And be especially aware of your inhalation and the energy that the inhalation brings to your whole system. And little by little, start to move. Maybe turn your head side to side slowly. Start to move your fingers, your toes. Maybe circle your wrists and ankles. And after a little while, if it feels good to stretch, then do that. And bend your knees. Roll to one side into a fetal position. And from there, press yourself up, come to a seated posture. Notice how you feel now. Bring your hands to your heart. And thank you for joining me. Namaste. Thanks for joining me. Have a good day.